If you're following the standard protein guideline of 0.8 grams per kilo, you might be in a catabolic state, literally burning your own muscle fuel during long runs. The traditional pasta party narrative has convinced endurance athletes that carbohydrates are the only macro that matters. While glycogen is fuel, this singular focus ignores a physiological reality: structural damage. Unlike sedentary individuals, runners destroy muscle tissue with every stride. The recommended dietary allowance, or RDA, is set at 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. This number is a survival baseline designed to prevent deficiency in sedentary populations, not to optimize performance in athletes subjecting their bodies to thousands of eccentric contractions. When we look at the data from Moore et al., 2014, and later reviews, the requirements for endurance athletes align more closely with strength athletes than couch potatoes. The optimal intake shifts dramatically from the baseline to support repair and mitochondrial adaptation. Why do runners need this much? The mechanism is amino acid oxidation. During prolonged exercise, especially as glycogen stores deplete, the body breaks down protein to convert amino acids into glucose for energy via gluconeogenesis. This oxidation rate increases significantly after about 60 to 90 minutes of running. Essentially, if dietary protein isn't available, your body cannibalizes its own functional muscle tissue to keep the engine running. Research by Churchward Van, 2020, highlights that endurance athletes have a higher turnover rate of body proteins. You aren't just building muscle. You are constantly replacing mitochondrial proteins damaged by oxidative stress during aerobic metabolism. The mathematical reality for a serious runner is a daily target between 1.6 and 1.8 grams per kilogram. For a 70 kilograms runner, this isn't a casual chicken breast. It's a deliberate nutritional strategy significantly higher than the average intake. Timing matters as much as total volume. You cannot absorb all 126 grams in one dinner. Muscle protein synthesis, MPS, has a refractory period. To maximize repair, you need to spike MPS multiple times throughout the day. This leads us to the leucine threshold. Each meal requires roughly 2.5 to 3 grams of the amino acid leucine to trigger the mTOR pathway, the biological switch for recovery. This usually equates to 20 to 30 grams of high-quality protein per sitting. This becomes critical during low glycogen training blocks. If you are intentionally training fasted or carb-restricted to improve metabolic flexibility, your protein requirements hit the upper limit of that 1.8 g/kg range to protect lean mass. Wait, won't this bulk me up and slow me down? No. Hypertrophy requires a caloric surplus and high-volume resistance stimulus. High protein intake in runners simply facilitates remodeling, creating a leaner, more durable, and injury-resistant chassis. The verdict: prioritize carbohydrates for the run, but prioritize protein for the runner. Aim for 1.6 to 1.8 g/kg, split into 4 meals. If you treat protein as an afterthought, you are limiting your capacity to recover from the very miles you're logging. Fuel the muscle that moves you. Thanks for watching.